Hey guys, what's going on? I don't have both collars snapped. I just noticed that. Out and about. How y'all doing today? We are having a lot of trouble loading. I reset everything. I don't know if it's going to speed them up or not. I still have like 5 videos that are loading. This is crazy. I've never had this many before that had taken this long to load. I mean, since some of them since yesterday morning. So it's kind of come on, boo, let's go this way. It's kind of a weird scenario to me, but anyway, allegedly these are my opinions, my free speech, and not to reflect on the channel. Y'all's comments, y'all's alone, not to reflect the channel. Let's do our research. Make sure we do our research. Always do our research. Don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion, allegedly. And with that said, some of these are facts, but my opinions are my opinions, and they're not facts. They're just my opinions. Anyway, trigger warning too, if needed, times 100 million. But I want to take a few minutes to discuss the J Slater case. I've been trying to find a place and time to really talk about it and shed some light on some of these things that are coming to play now. You know, we got a lot of phone numbers now, a lot of cell numbers now. A lot of them are registered to Tenerife, so we know that those are searchers. I don't know if anybody that was around Jay that entire time has Tenerife phone numbers, or if they have area codes like, now that I know, thanks God for all y'all letting me know that this morning, the 44s and the 0044s are numbers in Jay's hometown area. And the 0254, 0154, I'm trying to find that. I think that is actually an area code as well for the area that Jay lived in. So I don't know why these numbers. Okay, if the mom was there, the stepbrother was there, the dad was there, they wouldn't be calling home. So I'm wondering why and who would be calling that area, especially some of them on the 19th, some of them on the 21st, 22nd. There's a lot of them on the 22nd. And I don't know. That's when some of that stuff came out. I think the CCTV footage and a few other things, the grainy pictures and stuff like that, I think might have come out on that date. But if the family was there, there's no need for them to be calling back home. Now, we do know that the UK police department and investigator team had reached out several times to the Tenerife Spanish police and the civil guards to ask them, please let us help. And they denied them every time, which to me, that raised a big red flag to me in the beginning. I want to go back a little bit now that we're researching some of this data. I kind of want to go back to, you know, the 13th through the 16th. What all happened in those days is what's going to kind of come about, I believe, to prove the theories of he wasn't in that area. And I don't know. I'm just saying, that's what I'm trying to prove, is that he was not there for those first few weeks, at least. And I think if we go back to the beginning, you know, we've seen a lot of the pool pictures. We've seen a lot of the rave pictures. We've seen the clip supposedly when Rocky was sleeping in the car and they were laughing at him. Okay, now I don't know what date that timestamp that video is. That could have been, we know now that they had became friends for probably pretty much when they first got there. According to Brad's words were, they had met them 3 days prior. So that explains how Jay had their cell phone numbers and he was able to text Mr. Kingpin himself, right? And you know, we know that that on the morning that he went missing, the timeline is not lining. We know that. We're getting 3 different stories about timelines. And I don't know which one of them's correct. All I can go by is the one woman that worked at the building, the business next door to the Airbnb, which was not tied to any of these people at all, right? It's just a normal citizen that really doesn't know any of them. She said she had seen the other two guys, but that she never saw Jay. And so, like, you know, it does ring a bell, because if she didn't see him, and only the ones that we don't trust that lie all the time are saying they saw him, we have to go with the one that clearly stated, I didn't see him up here walking down the street or walking by the bus stop or anything like that. And then the Snapchats. Okay, why would he only take a picture of his hand and a cigarette and a lighter? That never made sense. When a lot of Snapchats are about him, like the one where I told y'all to look in his glasses, you could see the ridges behind him and the mountains behind him. I think he'd already been up to that area before, prior to that. I really do, because it looked like it in the reflection of his sunglasses in that one thumbnail I made. And he always put his face in the picture. You know, like any of those snaps that he was sending out, until the day he went missing, he put his face in all of them. So why all of a sudden would he just, when he's in a strange place supposedly, he's kind of scared, he's kind of nervous, he wants to leave, he doesn't want to wait for a bus. According to them, the buzzer scared him when it rang a little after 8, which supposedly he was gone at 8 according to Lucy. He was already on foot walking. But what I don't understand is, if he did leave a few minutes after 8, and then he was out there by the bus stop, and then the woman said she saw him after 8:30 walking, how in God's name did he make it 2 miles in 15 minutes? That phone ping was 2 miles from that area. How in God's name would he fly? Did he have a cape? I don't think so, guys. I really don't think he could fly. I know that, you know, it's just none of it adds up. The timelines are not lining. And the snap photos are not lining. And, I mean, why take a picture of a car in a mountain? And why would Lucy, like, circle J Slater's name on the top of that Snapchat? Like, you trying to say, make it clear that, yes, this is him? We can all see the photo. We don't need you to circle anything. We need you to just be honest. I mean, I'm still curious, like I said, of what clothes he had on. Because she's saying white shirt. Everybody's saying white shirt. Some people saying gray shirt with green stripe, which is what's in the photo. If that is the photo from the 16th. Like, none of it makes sense. We can't get a definite answer whether he spoke to anybody on the 16th or whether it was the 15th that he spoke to them. We can't get that answer. And it's sad that somebody can't come out and be truthful in all this mess. And why turn down the help of the UK? That is the big red flag. I don't know if they just maybe didn't want to be embarrassed or whatever, but, you know, I keep going back to that spokeswoman for the Spanish police in the very beginning, after the first week of searching, made the comment that they're searching thoroughly good. They're using drones, helicopters, dogs, people, every technology tool available, right? Which is great. I'm glad they did, or we wouldn't have any information right now. So I am glad they did that. Still a little chilly today, even though the sun's out, but I do want to understand the time frames, because why are they not lining up? Why is the guy that supposedly he stayed at their Airbnb saying at 8 a.m. Jay was still there a little after 8 when the buzzer rang and scared him? Okay? And for one, how do they know what time it was? Nobody, if you're half asleep from partying all night, you're not looking at a clock, you're just answering the door. How can you say that that doorbell rang a little after 8 o'clock? And then turn around and say in the second sentence that then Lucy rang the door. And then saying that somebody messaged you when we believe it was Brandon that said he cut his leg on a cactus. I don't believe that ever happened. I don't think anybody believes his leg was cut on a cactus. I mean, cactuses, yeah, I mean, they can cut you if you fall in them, but they're not going to cut you open like supposedly they said his leg was cut open bad. I don't see that on a cactus. You might get a poke or a thorn or a bunch of thorns at one time, but it's not going to cut you open like and make you, bleed like that. Trigger warning. It's not going to give you a bad cut where you got to be concerned about it. That's another one that got me. And I mean, I know I'm bouncing around a little bit, but I'm excited because of all this data is coming together finally after 7 days of hard work. And the night talk tonight will be good. It's getting them to post. They're taking forever. The one I did yesterday morning still hasn't posted, guys. It's still saying over 2 hours. So I don't get it. My other ones are loading good. It's only now it seems like the J Slater videos are the ones taking forever to load. I don't know if somebody's playing the game or whatever. I've refreshed my app. I'm gonna see how quick this one loads. So we'll know more. If this one loads in the same day, which today's Saturday. So if it loads today, then we know the resetting helped. Now, if it doesn't load today, then we know something's wrong. I did speak with them about it, and they said it could be one or two things. Somebody could be flagging me just to flag them, even though there's nothing wrong with them. So they have to view them over and over again, and they send them to two different people to view them. And then if they're not, they release them, and then they post. So I don't know that yet. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is the timeline. It's not lining, guys. I'm sorry, it's not lining. And this morning of this incident has so many lies in the timeline by so many different people. But if y'all notice one thing that still doesn't make sense to me. Why was Lucy the one that did everything? Why not Brad being the young man? This is my best friend, my best lad, you say. Why were you not out there fighting for him? Why were you not ringing that doorbell? Why were you not asking those dudes, where the hell is your friend? Why weren't you out there speaking in the very beginning? Why weren't you out there begging for help? Why weren't you the one calling the UK police saying, please come help us? Why weren't you the one doing this, Brad? How come, Brad? I'm asking you, how come? I'm calling you out on it. How come? If this is your best friend, why in God's name was it Lucy and not you? I want to know that answer. Because I feel like he stayed out of this. And Brandon, that little rat, he didn't talk at all, did he? So that's why I know he's involved. And Lucy may have been the spokeswoman for all of them, but it doesn't matter. Brad's the man, supposed to be, right? Supposed to be the best friend and the man. Man up. You go to that door and you tell them, where the hell is my friend and why the hell did he leave? How come you weren't on the news media talking like that? How come it was left to a woman? You left a woman in control. Why didn't you step up? That's one thing I've never talked about, but doesn't make sense to me. That's one of my main notes on this whole thing. Is how come Brandon and Brad didn't step up? I want to know that. And I want to know, were they behind this? Was that them getting out of those cars on the 22nd or whatever date that was, which is exactly which day a lot of these phone pings and that 44 and all that 0044 and that 02154 or whatever it is, all those numbers were on that day. So there was a lot of activity going on. And his family was already there. So they're not calling the family back home. I know that. So what's going on here? And how come somebody can't give us a straight damn answer? And how come that investigator that investigating this case just keeps teasing this family? Oh, I know why he left. Okay, well, spit it out. Don't worry about your book deal or your Netflix deal. This is a human life involved. A human life. What if that was your child? I guarantee you'd have been speaking in the beginning and not teasing this family like that. It's heartbreaking. If you're truly an investigator, spit it out. Why are you scared to spit it out? It doesn't make sense. There's so many things that don't make sense. And it seems like so many of the wrong people were involved in this from the get-go. Because if the UK would have been allowed to do this and search over there, we would have had answers, real answers. We'd have had real graphs of what areas were done, like we do over here. When a 5-mile search is done, they post it updated all the time throughout the day to show people where they're searching. They didn't do any of this. We're having to track this down by dog collars and drones. This is sad. That this young man, this young lad, didn't get the respect from these people that he should have got. And then we found him, shut him close, sweep it under the rug. It's just too many red flags. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I'm rambling, but I'm sorry. It's too much red flags, guys. And the timelines aren't lining. The date lines aren't lining. If y'all notice, they threw 2 beach videos. They threw a CCTV footage at a church. They threw 2 men sitting on a bench with Jay. They threw he was seen on an island beach drinking drinks. They threw he was watching football on TV. Do y'all see this pattern? They're throwing all this BS out there to distract everyone from what's really going on. That they're helping these people by covering it up. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I mean, only my opinion. But something is not, and now that they're caught in all these lies, and people are digging, which they thought wouldn't happen, they thought that this would just be another missing on Tenerife Island, and it would go away in a week. And it didn't. And now, they just did all their lies. They can't come back and correct their lies now. So they're just having to try to pray that it doesn't get opened back up, which to me, it's already open. I believe the UK is investigating this. I believe the phone activity showing up on Jay's phone now is them cloning that phone. They're going to get the answers. I'm sorry. I feel that they know that there's too many red flags. Investigators know there's too many red flags. Look at even Chris and all them in the beginning of this. All the red flags they said they saw, they changed their opinion later. But only after it seemed like they interviewed and talked to the kingpins. Anybody that talked to those people changed their tune right after they spoke to them. And it's probably threats, I'm sure. And it's sad because a lot of people did get threatened. And it's horrible that that happened. They shouldn't be threatened. You're searching for a young man that went on his first holiday with supposedly his friends that stabbed him in the back. These aren't friends. They didn't step up. Lucy's the only one that stepped up in a way. Although her stepping up was basically just covering her own ass and trying to say that she was alone in all this. She don't have no idea. She was alone. She left alone. I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm alone. And a GoFundMe. You don't talk about being alone in a GoFundMe. Not when you're searching for your friend. The only reason you separate yourself and say you're alone in the beginning is because you know where he is. And then Brad and Brandon, none of them spoke. And it's just heartbreaking. And so many people have tried to dig up so much on this when it's really simple. Look at the timelines. They don't line up. If the numbers don't match, they don't match. It's just like data. If the numbers don't match, they don't match. Then you got to figure out why they don't match. Just like I go back to that one woman that said, I did not see this young man up here. Okay, that tells me right there, only one that's not involved with all the shadiness and all the shady people that are involved in this, the only one that's not, simply said, I didn't see him up here. And then some of the other locals, they don't even know why he would have left where he was. Okay, if you're in a party mood, right, you're not leaving where all the party's going on to go somewhere in the middle of hiking mountains when you know that up there is nothing but hiking. It's not the party wasn't that way, so he still didn't want to party. Sorry. If he wanted to party, he'd have stayed where he was. Like, none of it makes sense. None of it. That's what's frustrating the heck out of me, guys. And Lucy's guilty. Sorry. Brad's guilty. Sorry. Brandon's guilty. Sorry. The 2 kingpins are guilty. Sorry. They're guilty of lying. And that's enough to raise red flags to open this thing back up to a full investigation. And if it comes out to be, oh my God, it is an accident, okay, then we rest the case. But don't allow Tenerife, the biggest cover-up island in the freaking world, a chance to sweep it under the rug. I'm pushing for y'all to open it up if it's not open right now. And if it is, god dang, thank you. I feel that it is, but I still want to put the heat to try to get this thing open if it's not open. I believe the cloning activity on the phone is them trying to find out, okay, how many days did he know these guys? Because Lucy said they were strangers right off the bat. Strangers, he had just met that night and he left with them. Okay, Lucy, you hang out with the same group of people. You're in all the photos with Jay, Brandon, and Brad at the pool, everywhere y'all are. Okay, if they had already met these guys and Brad had said they met them 3 days before, okay, Lucy, you just told another set of lies. So, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's just a lie after lie after lie. And it's not right. You can't get away with all this. I mean, this cannot be the end. Sorry. And I'm going to make sure it's not the end. If I got to keep fighting and keep pushing, once we get all this together, when we send it all in, I'll keep following up with emails to make sure that they at least view what I got. Well, not me, my team, not me. I can't take credit for it all. But I can take credit for the pushing, because lies are lies. And when they don't add up, they don't add up. I don't believe Jay left that place on foot. I just don't see it. There's too many stories. And I don't believe Lucy found that place on a photograph. Sorry, she had been there before. They had probably been up there partying the whole time. Probably where they were getting all their stuff from. And as far as the watch goes, I really don't know now. Because they won't come out and say whether the watch was found with Jay or not. Did somebody plant that watch on him? One of the kingpins plant that watch on him as another cover-up? You see what I'm saying? All these stories that they kept making up. Like, it's a distraction, guys. A distraction. So we got to get justice for J Slater. I don't care what anybody says. We got to at least get it viewed again and done right this time. Let's utilize the data we have. Utilize the really good investigators. Let's put a team together. Figure out how many lies are in here. Take all the lies. Put them on each individual. Try to find out a timeline. They have Jay's phone. They know exactly where that phone went. They know where that GPS of that phone was. They know how many steps he took in that area. They know how many steps he took everywhere. I'm telling you right now, J Slater cannot fly. He's not Superman. He did not fly 2 miles in less than 15 to 18 minutes. Sorry, you cannot go that fast. I don't care if you're running full speed. Not when you've been partying all night. So, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, guys. But anyway, I've been yapping long enough. We're going to get back to our searching. I mean, we're still doing some rounds, but I'm going to try to post this now and get it posted. I wanted to go over everything with y'all because there's some other numbers that I'll go over tonight that I need to get information on, because I don't know all those area codes and phone numbers, and I want to track them down to whatever county they're in. That way we can see, right, why there were so many of these 044s and 44s plus 44s and 01254, whatever it is, something similar to that. I'll get it. I'll have it tonight. I'll lay it out. But all this stuff is not adding up. These phones, there's too many calls being made. To me, if y'all are saying the 44 number is the UK and that is his hometown, why so many calls there from cell phones? Out in the middle of searching. That's what I'm talking about. Why would they be calling from out there and around that Airbnb? Four of them were the 18th or 19th in that area of the Airbnb. Actually, it was about 750 yards from the Airbnb. And then the white cars out there in that area. There were 6 people communicating. And it could be that it's cell phone to cell phone, right? Say that Brad was out in the bushes and Lucy was calling him or Brandon was calling him. It could be why. If they both have UK numbers, then that's why. That's going to explain that they were communicating there. And what I'm looking for now is to try to verify the last 4 digits of each of these numbers and try to place them with public records to see who we can get. Then, if I can get that done, I don't know. We're going to give it a shot, our best shot. If we could get that done and we can realize who these numbers are, whether they be Lucy, Brad, Brandon, the 2 kingpins. If we know they were in those areas on those days when they weren't seen on searching footage, something's not going to add up. There's going to be more lies again. And maybe we can prove something out of this, guys. We're going to give it our best. But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all, guys. And we'll talk on the next one. Y'all be safe, be good. Remember, justice for J Slater. We're fighting to try to get the truth. That's what we're trying to do. Truth. If the truth is already out and this young man did do this and fall off, and he flew 2 miles in less than 15 minutes and jumped off top of a ravine, then we'll let it rest. I just don't see that happening. I don't see the timelines are not lining up. None of this stuff is lining up. So we're going to keep up the fight. Right, Ruby? Right, Ruby? We're going to keep up the fight for Jay. Yay! See, she wants to keep fighting for J Slater. She's happy. Okay, get down. Get down. All right, guys. Well, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. I know you want to keep fighting for him. I know. All right, guys. We'll talk soon. Y'all be good. Be safe. Remember, allegedly, these are my opinions. Trigger warning times 100 million. Justice for J Slater is a must. Justice for everyone that's voiceless is a must. He's voiceless. He needs us to be his voice. And we're going to keep fighting, right? I wish I would have had her over there. It would have been a different story. Anyway, guys, y'all be good. Be safe. We love y'all. We'll talk soon, all right? Bye.